Greetings, I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together! Woohoo!
Yeah!
Into the grand ballroom.
Nadia blinks in shock, looking at all of her sisters disbelievingly.
Siblings, you all enjoyed yourselves.
They all nod in unison. Mara and Nazrin smile, stepping forward to place hands on Nadia's shoulders.
A party that doesn't go the way you planned it and is an absolute disaster is our favorite. Well done!
Congratulations, we're rich and disenfranchised with the poors.
Oh, also with going, we've experienced every normal pleasure. A pleasure that falls to pieces under chaos is so new and lovely.
Ah! You've always tried to work so... You've always worked so hard on everything you've tried, honey. It shows.
It shows.
Which is really funny, because again, like, the thing that kills me is Nadia literally didn't mention you guys at
Having
all.
the castle burn down and explode, and the guests freak out and run away, and a giant worm tear out, and defeating demons, is you working so hard on things.
I'm so proud.
Again, I feel like they're complimenting Nadia on, you've done such a concept party, you know, like a murder mystery party. It's a chaos party. Good job. And Nadia going,
I would love to
Wait.
go to a murder mystery party.
are you really loving what my party planning was, even though it went badly? And they're going, went badly? This is amazing.
I love it. Again, we're super detached, basically, from reality.
And again, they're crediting Nadia for things she didn't actually do or want at this party. And going, that part is great, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, me too. It's
Like
fine.
someone, I've seen it in movies a couple of times where someone goes, you know, my whole party fell apart, and everyone going, but it was so good. I love it. You did an amazing job. It's like, but I didn't do any of this.
I feel like that's actually sometimes when people are like, okay, so you're the artist, you know all the mistakes. Shut up and don't tell anyone about them because they can't see them.
That's true. I get that. But also going, if that giant blot of purple was because someone else spilled grape juice on your thing, and that is the thing everyone loves about your painting and keeps telling you did such a good job, then you're going, I didn't do it. Stop telling me I have done a good thing.
I'm not saying that it wouldn't be depressing, but like, also, yeah, I would be like, why didn't you just transfer, you know, to another
Well, and I get that.
canvas? Go get yourself
Because what would happen is someone walks in the room right after the spill happens and they go, my God, that's beautiful. And you go, huh? And they call all their friends and all of the important people over and they go, this purple, it's so striking. It's so amazing. It's so bold. I love it. You are an amazing artist. And you go, shit.
Well, you're like, thank you. It's $5 million.
Yep,
Anyway,
you. Pay me.
pay me.
You truly did a wonderful job. You have nothing to feel embarrassed for.
Nadia's eyes shine with unshed tears.
Because she can't actually cry, except for you.
Yes.
I...
She can cry us? That sounds really dramatic. Cry you.
I'll literally cry you out of my soul. Whoa. That's where your new body will come from.
Oh.
Nadia's tears. That sounds fairy tale.
I was about to say, yeah, it kind of does. I'm like,
you know, actually, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Could be.
Okay.
I could not have done any of it without Corazon. Even though I owned the palace and did all the decorating and planning and hiring and paying and directing of people without Corazon.
Yes, that's okay.
But I couldn't have done any of
it.
that.
And also, literally, apparently told everybody what you want. I'm fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
No chain of command at all. Period.
Mm-mm.
All right. They gave me the strength to keep going.
There's more where that came from, or it's no big deal. I don't think Corazon would, like, if you're going to actually compliment me, since this is in front of your parents, and this is a big deal to you, and also, like, I'm not into downplaying my own...
Not at all.
If it helped, fine. There's more where that came from.
That sounds very much more Corazon than anything else.
There's more where that came from.
It said I can also do party tricks.
I can also do party tricks.
I don't know that... I think Corazon
That is
would
not...
only say that as a flirt, honestly.
Yeah, that's...
Looks at Nadia and pretends the rest of the room isn't there. I can also do party tricks.
This is me mildly flirting in public, and sex is not a party trick.
No.
No. Nadia laughs and keeps touching me. I don't like it.
Sigh. It's true. Corazon is very talented. They can ride horses. They can dance. They can free me from a 3-year-long nightmare coma.
Wait.
No, they can't.
Wait. It bounced back again. I was asleep for a year. Now I was asleep for 3 years. We have changed it.
I have 2 years of amnesia. I have 3 years of amnesia, but one was in a coma. I have 3 years of coma, but it's also amnesia. You don't remember what was happening when you're sleeping. That's not amnesia.
Yeah.
If I went to sleep and then woke up in the morning and admit, oh my god, I have amnesia. I don't remember what happened during the 8 hours last night. That's just sleeping. Nadia!
What? Here at the very end of the game, we are still
But also, we
jumping
didn't...
back and forth.
Nadia, we didn't wake you. You walked down to our shop awake.
Also, Portia probably was closer to waking you than we were.
Portia standing in the background. Thanks a bunch.
Oh,
I was
right
there when you woke up.
Yeah, I was there.
I was actually there.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, but them
And your other sibling, who was actually a doctor, you know, they had nothing in him.
and they helped me learn how to take care of your magical coma. And you know what? It's right. Corazon, down from in the town where you'd never met them before. They did it.
Corazon, what I don't like is being unjustly rewarded for things I didn't.
Nadia.
Because I'm fucking amazing. I don't need to lie about how awesome I am.
Nadia, I don't mind being unjustly rewarded. If they're happy about the fire, then I'll just take credit for it. Done. I want approval wherever it can come from. Since when? You've generally been really bad at accepting approval.
Any approval, actually.
Apparently, you can only accept it for things you haven't actually done and not for things you have done. Wait, I'm going to try this out. Nadia, I absolutely love this rose arrangement in the garden.
I was just going to say, Nadia, God, I love what you've done with the garden. I love we both went there.
Because it's like the thing that she has tons of that she never engages with.
Yes, I know. God, look at this vegetable garden in the back where only the servants go. It looks amazing for the work that you've put into
Nadia, oh, thank you. Really? You think so? Pasha standing there with a hoe. Oh, my God.
All right, it might be a sort of getting unhappy over here, but I'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
I'm fine. Julian, are you here to see my sister?
Hang
Oh,
on.
fuck.
Pasha, isn't this your garden?
I need to know, is it your garden or not?
Well, I've been working on it for the last 2.5 years. To go from nothing to this, we actually bring in like 2/3 of the palace's food from this garden that I made. Brilliant. I might have to smack.
Right, it's time to smack down.
Yep, gonna
Here
do
we
it.
go, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Goes to Nadia. You made my sister cry.
I'm gonna fuck you up.
I won't do it. And free me from my 3-year-long nightmare coma. That's why I'm marrying them. I say as I'm touching them in front of everyone in a way that isn't suited with Corazon's personality at all.
That's fine. Everyone gasps as the news hits.
Me
Quietly does as well. I was kind of hesitant, and then you just went, oh no, it's fine. And you really do just sort of brush, like your character really isn't given the option to be like, can we just wait on that?
Or can we take it slow and see what happens?
Right?
Honestly, I would love an option for, wow, that's amazing. I feel like it's a little fast. Can we maybe just take it slow and see what happens?
Right? I'm glad.
Or even like, I really like you too.
Uh-huh.
This is all so sudden, which was the option.
Yes.
You're going, perhaps we just take it slow and see what happens.
But now we have been pinned in by
Because
being around your fucking family.
we have told the empress of our land that we're getting married.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
Also, I'm just like...
Nadia squeals first, rushing forward to wrap her arms around me. And I am going to fucking kill your family, just so you know.
Everyone, please stop touching me. Oh, Corazon, this is wonderful news.
She kisses both of us on the cheeks as she lets go. You two will make excellent partners.
That's why I'm marrying them, Corazon. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It was only a matter of time. You're two perfect together.
Are we? I'm so happy. Dia found someone truly worthy.
Was it? Yeah, but
Because we all...
part of me, it just wants to be like, and then we pulled back the tape for what you said, probably when Nadia married Lucio. I'm so glad you found someone truly worthy. Corazon.
So I get the impression, based on what's been described in this route, that Nadia ran away from her fucking family and didn't involve them in her life at all and got married without any of them being involved. And then somehow became, and joined another piece of royalty over here that doesn't have to be approved or engaged with by anyone, because, well, that's just the other nobles,
Right.
And her family, and mom just heard about it, in the updates of, the census, as it were.
Right. Mom going, except I can't send anyone, and I can't actually go there myself. I can't send your siblings. No one can It's fine.
No one will interact because you haven't invited us, and we're not invasive, even though you've described us as being invasive your entire childhood and suffocating.
Which is really...
Not us, the parents, but us, the siblings.
The siblings, yeah.
The siblings.
I still can't, like, get over how much... I'm not saying that people's perspectives are untrue. Mm. The thing is that, like, sometimes it really does take taking a step back and going, maybe what you really did think of as being invasive wasn't actually.
And that's the thing is also supported by, I ran away and no one came after me.
Right?
Going, they might not have been smothering you in the way you perceived at all.
Right.
Now, it still was hurting you, and it is valid. Your experience is valid, even if no one was trying to do that. However, there was a huge lack of communication based on what you needed or wanted and were having, and what they were giving you.
Right.
Right. It's truly worthy.
A wedding. Oh, lovely.
Turtle. I love weddings.
My baby girl is in love! Yes! Namar wraps his arms around us, and I immediately stab him, and looks like he's about to start crying.
I bring out the bitch claws and threaten his beautiful face. He backs up gently. Namar, darling, would you please stop touching them? I feel like they're going to hurt you. I mean, you're going to ruin Nadia's beautiful gown.
But they're crying on us.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the mom can tell that the random sheet that we have just wrapped around ourselves
is a beautiful gown.
Is a beautiful gown?
I don't know what we're actually wearing now, since we took the body back from Lucio. What kind of clothes even manifest?
Oh god!
Aren't we dressed like Lucio?
That would be amazing.
Corazon wearing Lucio's clothing. Done.
Or Corazon, where, like, cause the thing is so you'd have this idea of one strong personality versus another strong personality, even though, so you have basically a mix of Lucio's and, like, Corazon's aesthetics.
It gently transmutes Lucio's, like, color scheme to Corazon's aesthetic.
And Corazon. Alright.
Sure. Also going, are the clothes part of the fool's body? And if they are, should I keep these clothes?
Okay, I've always found that to be sort of entertaining. Like, I could understand, like, people doing it because they're like, I don't want to engage, basically, in encouraging people. Like, I just don't want naked people.
Right, okay.
So, like, because I read the Animorphs as a kid, and they really did actually specifically be like, you have skin-tight, basically, stuff.
That stays with you.
That stays with you even when even though it literally makes no sense because it can't be a part of your genetics. It's fine. Yeah. Whatever. But it was like, yeah, just...
You just want to avoid naked people. Okay,
just
but
not have naked people. So I'm like... But here, like, you do still have to ask that question, even like what I did with Animorphs when I was a kid, of going like, technically speaking, you would be naked. All these people, we would be naked, Lucio would have been naked, like...
So I had this idea.
But I guess if you're the Arcana and you're magical, maybe you just... I don't even know.
Summon clothing like the sword out of the air? Okay, but look at this, look at this.
Oh no, we're Dark Schneider.
Hang on though. Oh god, that's amazing. Okay, but hang on. So, Lucio does whatever the fuck it is that does or happens to steal your body, right?
Right.
And receives it and becomes a solid corporeal nude being. Then spends, an hour in his rooms getting, finding clothes, dusting them off, getting dressed, making himself look amazing, and then walks out and is like,
question?
Ta-da!
Question. I'm sorry, with your rhetorical,
smells like burned mothballs.
With your fantasy made-up scenario about a fantasy made-up story.
Go.
Involving magic. Wouldn't they have gotten rid of his clothes?
Who knows?
Because he's been gone, and also he had the plague.
In here, they didn't clean up the room. Remember, that was a thing that specifically happened in a different route?
Oh, shit.
And you walk in the room, and it's dusty and charred and, full of ash and everything, but the stuff isn't burnt.
You know what I think is so funny?
There's just smoke everywhere.
Even the ways that people were bad about dealing with plagues, they still burned shit.
And when we walked into Lucio's room to go into the secret hidden chamber thing, where the ritual room, because that was in Lucio's room.
Yeah.
Everything was still there. It was the ashes on the bed and stuff. So he literally just goes to his closet and there's like 3 years of dust, and he shakes it out and gets dressed and comes down.
Okay, she ushers Namar away, then places a hand on my shoulder.
He sparkles and shines and looks amazing, walks down the stairs. You smell incredibly of deeply stale smoke and char.
And also burned flesh.
Really old, stale burned flesh.
Like, the only reason also, though, that I kind of thought of that is because it occurred to me with the Velveteen Rabbit that people really did. They would just burn everything you had.
Uh-huh. And the thing is in here, they don't seem to do burning. They seem to do plague pits, basically, except for Plague Island.
Yeah, anyway.
So, corpse boats, I guess, piled high with the dead people getting shipped over to the island. They just roll them off in bunches. Like cordwood.
And then bring out your dead. Bang.
Yeah,
Bring out
just
your dad.
going down the red eel moat, being like, throw the corpses in the boat, all corpses in the boat. Yeah, that one. We're delighted to welcome you into our family, Corazon.
I apologize in advance. We a lively bunch. I cannot get accent right now.
It's okay,
for
it's fine.
Nazali. It's fine.
Stop hugging our new sibling, Nazali.
You do actually understand that okay, I'm fine.
What?
It's okay. The concept of using sibling as a gender neutral term. Because I was kind of wondering at first if it was just we specifically said sisters, because we weren't really aware that you could say siblings.
Because we just forgot about the word siblings, but we clearly remember it.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
Go ahead. That doesn't mean necessarily anything at all, but I just would be curious as to the choice.
Not all of us have had a chance to get to know them yet.
Nadia pushes through to the front, eyes twinkling with mischief.
Everyone crowded around you so hard. Well, Corazon, let's bond.
Are you flirting with me?
Get to know the Satranavas.
Maybe later?
Oh,
I don't even understand how to...
I don't know what that means.
I...
If somebody walks up to you, you're in the middle of like a family, like scoot in, pay attention to you, get really close in your face pile, and this sister just pushes through everyone, sashays up to you, and then with the little rising lilt, let's get to know one another.
I mean...
Let's get familiar. Nadia, oh yeah, sounds great. You wait, what are the traditions in your family? Hang on.
Yeah. But also, this seems weird because I have to say that I don't feel like you have a choice.
You wouldn't say maybe later in front of that much pressure.
And in front of the Empress and her consort and everything. Doesn't...
I don't think that... I think the only way you could have a character really say maybe later in general is one, if they're basically Muriel. Or two, if they're just like, it's a whole lot, wow, maybe later, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're going to be super offensive, and Muriel doesn't worry about being offensive.
Yeah, Muriel just wants to fuck off into the abyss, it seems.
And not have anybody or anything. I also am amazed that, in the standard intro to this route, you have Astra expressing, professing his love for you, and then, 10 minutes after you're involved with Nadia, he's like, woo, now I'm free to date Muriel.
Woo! Yeah, that's really...
Feels weird.
Strange.
Feels weird.
Actually.
All right.
What
if it has cute, derpy little art because it's the end of all things?
Oh, I could do that. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just...
Yeah. Because I know it does
really?
require art, but I feel like that's the answer.
Just in case you guys don't know, we're actually recording this on Friday and it goes up tomorrow. So I'm kind of like, oh god.
That's because I've been working way too much. Just bringing you in quietly to the real life for a second.
And, guess what? We have real lives outside of all this.
Don't
so
tell.
we're going to actually need to pause, though, and actually see
where the scene ends.
So we'll be right back.
We will indeed.
But for you, no time.
Alrighty. So we basically know what we're doing here. And
so if you've never done this before, this is just going to go into it's going to go into cover art, which will be drawn by me.
Yep.
And it's going to be, we're going to be ad-libbing basically all the words, so it's going to be approximately what's there, but due to our agreement with the Nix Hydra, we can't physically show the scene, nor can we actually use the words in the scene.
We can't use their script, but we have gotten some real fun times out of this, so we're going to go ahead and...
get to know the Satranavas.
Let's bond.
Sure, let's get to know each other. So that's always the first one. I'm like, fuck this, it's fine. All right, so, excitable.
All right.
And
then the sister who invited this activity is
the blue-haired one
very happy about
flings
the
her
agreement.
body at ours, and Corazon doesn't like this.
And grabs hold of Corazon, as you do.
Yep, it is.
As everyone do.
Yep.
Then she exclaims, "This is so good."
She's
and
like,
describes,
wonderful.
And describes that Corazon is adorable and skilled in their craft.
Yes. Because, we're actually a magician. Except for the fact that we barely use any magic in this, so I don't know how she knows this in any capacity.
Well, very good, because, she actually wasn't even there for any of, the bindings, unbindings, fighting of the stuff.
That's why I
She,
said that.
she specifically hasn't seen us do, like, any magic, but I'm glad she's so confident.
Yes, I also have to say, I really like her hair still.
Oh, I love the siblings. They all look amazing.
They really do.
Also, like, I was watching the one with the green hair and just being like, I want to see it in motion so hard.
I know.
It's so cute. I'm like, I want little moving sprites, like the little video game repeat, soft movement, or like the idle action.
All right, so blue-haired sibling, the
then
sister,
says,
she goes, well,
inquires.
hey! But, says, let's get under all that, Let's find out the most intense, what lies beneath.
What do you keep hidden that you don't share?
Right.
She immediately goes for, what don't you tell people?
Right!
And
to
what
Corazon, of all things.
To Corazon. And then we get our green-haired sister in question going, no, that's a joke.
Oh, she's kidding. My sister is kidding.
Yeah.
Okay? Ha ha ha.
She's really very nice, despite her directness, basically.
Which is really funny because that's not what that word means.
Which is really funny, too, also, because I'm like, she's really
So basically,
nice.
hang on. I have to actually look up the word to find a proper synonym because I don't know what else you would say there.
It's basically a strong-armed enthusiasm.
Under her boasting.
Boasting, there we go.
Yes. So going, she's very kind. She's very gentle, despite all the boasting. Which I'm like, that doesn't make sense because I'm
also like, she wasn't literally boasting.
No,
she wasn't
that's why
being
I'm
rude
like,
either.
because really the synonyms for this word is boast, tout, swash, shoot a line, brag, gas, blow, vaunt, gasconade, swagger, act, amplify. I'm like, hyperbolize.
Yep.
Like, what? I didn't think of that word at all. I would have thought of something like, despite all the directness.
Yeah, despite being direct. That's all I get, direct.
Or just like intensity.
Mm-hmm. And then she comes back and is like, well, it is like, she's correct.
Well, I mean, we could just say
Natika
and Nazmira, because we already know
That's
who these
true, we do.
characters are.
So Natika is like, Nazmira is correct.
She's like, I'm
not dead serious at all. Like, comes in and goes, tell me the deepest, most personal thing about you. And there's like, actually, I'm joking. I'm teasing.
I'm doing the tease.
And then and then Natikwa is like, well...
It's going like, I might kid around, but I need you to understand that if there was stuff I wanted to know, I would discover it.
Yes, I am
Besides, I get more entertainment like that.
I have a lot of fun basically digging out people's private life and discovering it for myself, and I will.
Which is fine. I still really
that
like
is what she is
her
asserting.
design, like, damn.
Then Nadia is like, let us not, basically levy, threat,
like threaten, yeah.
Like I was gonna say, uncomfortable ideas at my current engaged.
Yeah.
At my intended partner. Let's not
And also
tell them...
uses a specific word that in this particular context is actually a really strong legal threat.
Which is funny, because, you can't... If you don't want something, you can't actually corner someone into a position with information.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't want them to do anything for you, or you're not trying to get something from them, this word doesn't apply.
That would be really funny with Natika, because I'd be like, sure, go ahead, you could find out anything you wanted. You have 3 years in which to figure shit out. There's nothing else. Because otherwise your character's like, I don't know who that previous person was.
Yeah. Oh, I found out you used to do this thing. No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Yeah.
Too late. I already died. That's not me.
Then Natikwa uses that... Natika, sorry. Then Natika uses that same word about basically levying...
Like, what? Me?
Levying
Who
information.
used that word?
Levying information against someone to get them to do something. And it's like, I didn't.
I
have
never.
not tried. I would never. And then Nadia comes back and just be like, no, you solidly suggested it.
The suggestion was there.
It was a powerful hint,
because this
dear.
is you.
And then Natika was like, oh,
Natika's like,
fine.
okay.
Agreed.
You have read me correctly.
You're not wrong. Then Nazmira comes in.
And it's like, actually has to mention, like, sort of, I imagine kind of like slight drag aside from the two other siblings, having their little, ha, tease you, is going like, it's amazing. God, like, Nadia? Josh, she's changed. You have changed her so much. She's so
vulnerable with you. She's so just,
She was so unavailable before, and you've really changed that.
she's not emotionally unavailable to you, and it's amazing to observe it.
And then also she goes on to be like, oh God, that everybody is even able to be here. I want to weep. God, I'm so touched. It's magnificent.
Yeah, the best.
And Natika's kind of like, well, yeah, I need to actually reach around and go, really, this is actually a big deal. I'm going to reinforce that because it's been a while.
It's been forever since
super long while.
Since this whole group was in one place.
Right? And then she goes on being like, we have a debt that we have to pay you, basically, in this case. Wow.
Basically, actually, I'm getting having everyone here like this, you Corazon, you deserve that. It's appropriate payment or tribute to you.
I can see.
Everybody here, we owe you at least, that is, you deserve that.
Yeah. Okay, well,
that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And then Nadia is like, I have mixed feelings on this.
Because, I'm getting the fact that she's like, well, I don't really like you all being here that much, actually, even though I've nearly cried and everyone's given me the validation I've ever craved immediately. And it seems to have sort of sunk home, except for the fact that she's actually taking a step back, makes it seem actually a little bit like she's like, okay, I'm sort of out of that mood. I do remember that you guys are still kind of jerks. Right. Or at least a couple of you are, question mark, because it just seems
and there's this pause after going, I have solid mixed feelings, and I'm not sure which side of them or which piece is stronger.
However, putting that aside, I am actually
it's good you're here.
Yeah, we still have happy.
It's pleasant to lay eyes on you.
Yes.
And then, Nadia asserts that everybody should stop using, basically...
So Natika and Nazmira don't get you anymore. Now we have to go talk to the other siblings.
Well, I was going to say, should stop demanding Corazon's attention.
Which is hilarious, because I don't feel like that's going on at all. Also, I'm like, if you have that many siblings, the other siblings know exactly how to interrupt you.
Also, it's like, let's get to know each other, but we're really only getting to actually hear a slight bit about Natika and Nazmira. Not really anything else, and nobody else is involved in this conversation.
What's also really funny, though? We actually haven't really learned anything about either of them.
All we've learned, really...
Now, the implication is that Natika is basically some kind of spy, or likes to ferret out information.
Nosy.
She's nosy.
Very nosy.
Like I said, that she likes to spend a lot of time learning things about other people, and we have nothing about Nazmira.
I would say, all we've got about Nazmira is that she's easily charmed by everything.
I guess.
That's all we've seen so far.
Yeah, but that's consistent. We've already seen that. So that's not really... We haven't learned anything new. Yeah, we really haven't. New.
Anyway, so then Nadia decides to take Corazon...
physically and move us elsewhere.
From this space,
grinning.
From those two sisters, and she is grinning real hard.
Yeah.
And then explains that one of the siblings is...
Natika, it's okay.
Sorry, that Natika, I'm trying to be so
because we already know...
It's true, we do know their names.
Yes.
And that's not a hidden dialogue moment.
No, it's not.
I would say that Natika really can play...
She's very mischievous. She likes to play pranks. But she is incredibly intelligent.
Brilliant.
She is apparently a registered brilliant person. But also noting that her sister is... actually also
an advocate,
a
legal advocate
for being a diplomat between nations.
For the Empire, and she is extremely good at it.
And
top of the line.
Yeah, she is involved in if there's a group of good ones, she's amongst them.
And then that Nazmira...
Oh, and Nadia is going to tell us information about Nazmira.
And that Nazmira does a bunch of things to help the community, including raising funds and distributing them in their home, country, and also it throws in a meme of the what is it, the senior home for dogs or whatever it is.
I actually think it might even be that thing.
No, I think it's the anyway. So there's
I think it might be senior home for dogs.
Yeah, senior home for dogs.
So if you guys don't know, there's a Facebook group about basically senior dogs, and I'm guessing this is exactly what that meme is from, and I find that to be.
And they're just referencing that she also. Supports basically a care station for extremely old dogs in that specific reference for the thing that went,
Because
all
I don't know
viral
how else to take that, because to me that seems...
Because there is a home for senior dogs that has gone viral and been very popularized, and they have a Tumblr blog and a Facebook and stuff, and they just take care of really old dogs.
And they also tell, like, stories,
They do. They
every
tell,
single day
like,
about various
what
dogs.
their lives are, what they do together now, how they make friends, how basically, they're taking care of things, basically they're...
And sometimes they're also very sad stories, because they're old dogs.
And they do tell about, when they die, and they memorialize them, and how they make friends and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nadia then explains that in the past...
Indeed! She had the green... She was green with envy.
She was extremely envious of that sister. But now...
Actually, it's of both of them.
Oh, of both of them. And
when she was a wee one.
But currently...
she's like,
doesn't apply.
Yeah, she's like, I'm just happy they're around.
Yeah, happy to see them.
Yep.
And then dismisses that and is like, well, if we're going to get to know the family, pick somebody to get to know next.
She's like, moving on, so who else would you like to talk to?
You've clearly talked to them. Let me sum up what you need to know about them. Now pick somebody. Except for it's pick two somebodies according to the options.
Oh, so we can pick the redhead? Well, the green redhead.
I mean, if we can say their names, we can pick Nazali and Nafisa.
Or Navra and Nahara, because we're going to eventually...
And you have to pick one set or the other. And it's really interesting to me that they're grouped in pairs.
Yeah, like I said,
I get it as a writing trope kind of thing, but it sounds really weird. It's like...
So part of the reason I find this to be funny, though... Okay, so if you guys don't recall, I've said this ages ago. So my family, my mom's family in particular... She has, 20-odd siblings, if you're going to count both sides.
Like half-siblings.
Like half-siblings if you count all of them together, right? Yep. And so I find this to be really funny, because I'm not kidding. Every time that I ever went to, family reunions, they would all just fucking talk. Sure, you could sometimes be like, hey, I just want to talk to these two people specifically, but most of the time,
there wasn't private little groupings in a great big audience.
Or there was, and they were just talking under and around each other, but because you don't have I need to separately,
let's specifically seek out these two that are available together.
That are over there.
Again,
all the time.
By themselves.
Yeah, it is really, this is why I'm like, this is weird, this is like...
How did you decide to pair them, too?
I know!
Well, we probably know the most about Nazali because their story was actually intertwined with Nadia's.
Right.
Of going, this is the person that actually came to check on you of everybody and tried to actually help your situation.
Now, the thing is would you want to know more about a person you already know things about, or would you want to know more about people you don't know anything about?
That's a question for Corazon. What is Corazon, if they have to get through this social experience, what would they care about most? Probably... I would say getting to know Corazon, there'd probably be a level of, let's go with what I know so this won't take as long.
I was actually going to go there. Because the thing is you could make an argument, honestly, I would like to find out more information, but as I already don't want to do this, I'm just going to go with what, more of like a foothold of what I know.
Yep, that makes sense. So Nazali
and Nafisa. So we have Corazon. Yep, we're going to choose these two.
Stating their choice.
Yep. And so now there's a mention of apparently where these two sisters, two siblings, have gone.
To another piece of the ballroom all by themselves.
Nazali is like, lights up.
Gets excited.
Yep, when they see
now
we're walking towards them.
Here's a question. You have two people, they dragged away the people in chains, right? To somewhere? Question mark, maybe? No, they're here on the floor, aren't they?
Oh, God, I think they're still on the floor. Oh, God, I don't know.
Trying to remember, but the fact this has suddenly gotten super casual, weird. I would say, did Astra and Muriel drag them both off?
Oh, yes, remember, we took them to justice,
Right, take them to justice. I was going to say, but the thing is, it's just like, everyone then just going, it's so wonderful that we're all here together as a family, and then we're going to part up into separate little groups of two.
Yeah, and especially when you just said that I'm going to marry this person, they wouldn't walk away.
That doesn't make any sense. Also, though, maybe it's unless it's supposed to be a deep character profile, this is specifically something they would do. They would be like, oh, that's a lot of news. I need to walk away and discuss it with my sibling.
Right.
Kind of thing. But I was like, other than that, why can't you just talk to two specific people while you're in the group of 8 people or whatever?
Like I said, you have conversations around or under the larger conversation.
Yep, and you just turn here and speak to them. Anyway.
When I was a kid, that shit used to overwhelm the hell, everything out of me because it was so loud.
Nazali is really excited that Corazon is coming this way.
And they're like, look, my precious! They're absolutely the one that apparently is hitting my top 10, or my absolute number 1.
And
they're like, hey, by the way, I give you many kudos. because you know what? Valdemar's a shit,
Uh-huh.
basically.
And you've done a great job.
And Turtle sibling, Nafisa, is just like, oh
Yeah.
yes,
Agreed.
of course, agreed. Because Valdemar, wow, what a piece of work, more or less.
I was gonna say,
kind of, or how intriguing.
also somehow implying that Nafisa
Yeah.
knows quite a bit about Valdemar and
Or,
was
Nazali, you mean?
oh, sorry. Nazali, sorry. That
that
Nazali knows quite a bit about Valdemar and is had been discoursing it to Nafisa. So apparently
About Valdemar.
Nazala dragged Nafisa off after the announcement of the engagement was made and went, oh my god, I need to talk to you about Valdemar.
Of all things.
And
That's what
let
you
me
decided
tell
to
you
do
about
right
this
now.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, either it's, oh, Mom and Dad look clearly engaged in this. Let's get out of their way so they can smother the two of them.
Right, and then
And then
Nazali's like sort of dismisses the sort of what I assume like the word usage from Nafisa is too casual of going like, oh my god, no, not that. Like they're like, I'm Valdemar and myself. Holy shit, we have a history.
We have known each other forever.
They are not just that, okay? They are so much more than that.
We have spent so much time together back in the past.
What?
You pull up the Wayback Machine and you will see some memes, bro.
And they're basically saying in this part then of going like, okay, so you know how you take care of people, like you come up to them and you are a doctor
When
and you
they
be
are
nice
sick?
to them and usually like that's the expectation. Yeah, Valdemar's shit at it basically.
Yeah, Valdemar is real shit at, like, customer service.
Uh-huh. And then they're like, okay, so now I'm gonna directly address Corazon. So how about what you gonna do after you get married?
Yeah, they say, what's gonna happen? What's
Right.
your
They're like, by the way, if you have no plans for like where you gonna go on the special like trip that
the
you're
special
supposed
post-marriage trip?
yeah that you're
the
supposed to go
getaway?
on, I have some ideas for you.
I could tell you some places. And then Nadia's like,
Oh my god.
you
no.
go around to so many places, but all of them have basically just experienced tragedy. Like awful, awful, large-scale tragedy. That's the kind of places you know, dear.
Honestly though, also I have to say that sounds like a deeply I don't know. Okay, you're gonna have to forgive me. The circles that I run in really have just been largely white people, and that sounds like a very white person thing to even suggest.
To go,
I have some ideas for you to go, and they should go, no, you should spend your special time, and you should go help the poor, unfortunate souls, because there's a lot of,
I'm not getting that.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying that the implication then that, so the way that Nadia is responding to it is going, what you're suggesting is basically a white person thing of going, you should go spend your time taking care of the poor, unfortunate people, because I knew people who did that.
I'm not getting that at all.
That's fine. For me,
I'm getting more of the entitled thing of going the direction of, you usually go to places that have just been destroyed or are in the middle of fraught conflict.
yes.
I don't want to go to any of those places. You never go to anywhere nice and beautiful and fluffy. Why? You only have things to recommend that are shit, dear.
And like I said, that was kind of my impression of how Nadia was reacting to it. I'm not saying that that's what Nazali
I
said.
feel like you're projecting Mormonism.
You know how big that bullshit is?
It's huge. It's huge.
I gotta tell ya.
Anyway, so Nadia's a little put off by going, you only go to these kind of places. And then...
Nazali shoots back going, excuse me?
Doesn't that sound like a time?
That sounds like a great time, doesn't it?
That sounds amazing, though.
I told you. See, they go, it sounds like fun. Suffering is fun to you.
Let's go to
That's
that
what I
place.
mean. Like, that sounds like a white person fucking thing to say. Because you go, no, it really makes a difference. And they just light up, and then you leave.
And you get Nazali going, you could just go and watch everyone kill each other. Wouldn't that be amazing? Be in the thick of it. Nazali's like, you want to be into the thick of it?
That's why I'm saying that's a white person attitude.
Okay.
Based on how I understand.
Don't feel like Nazali's pitching that so much as I feel like what Nazali's actually pitching is basically poverty tourism.
Which is a white person thing.
That is, but that's different than you should go help the poor. It's you should go look at them. It's amazing.
That's what I was saying. You should go help them. But what you're really there for is to look at them and go, whoa, is you. And see how great, how wonderful my life is. And I'm so better off than you are. But I'll be here for a week for you. You know, that kind of, like, that's...
See, and I don't feel like the charity bit of being there for you is there at all. I think it's just going, I was so involved in the culture, and I ate their rice, and I did their dance, and they introduced me to the path to enlightenment. It's that.
Yeah, it's that shit. No, I'm saying that's all wrapped up.
Bombs were going off. It was so exciting.
Oh, God, it was so intense. So frightening. Like, that is exactly what I mean.
Isn't that amazing? Don't you just want to do that? And Nafisa... It suggests a very specific location.
Her fucking turtle is named after the Sandstorm song?
No, I know. That's the wrong song.
No, it's not. That's it.
Okay, anyway.
I'm pretty...
I know what you're referring to, but your brain's coming up with the wrong music.
Am I coming up with the wrong one?
And that's okay, but I know you're thinking of the right one, but finding the wrong music. It's okay.
Shit, that's true.
It's okay, you got it.
I am thinking of the wrong thing.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, but you're kidding. That is the name.
I assume she's talking about the turtle? Because it doesn't specify here,
Anyway,
actually.
so Nafisa comes in and goes, actually, I have an idea for going to
a specific
basically
place.
a hot spring.
Yeah, basically a specific type of hot spring. And then saying...
Actually, in Julian and Pasha's home country. So spoilers if you don't actually know where they're from.
Yes.
But yeah, and then I'm like, and then my turtle likes them is what I'm assuming, basically.
But she just says, a name likes them too.
Yes.
Which we can only assume is the turtle.
Yes, that's all I have.
Yep.
Because nobody here, despite the fact that they're all incredibly attractive, has any partners whatsoever.
Or anyone else in their life as a friend that they would refer to at all. Nor do they assume that you need any context for any names they use, because we've had like 4 or 5 times where someone just uses a name, and no one asks, and no one clarifies, and we don't know. Anyway, we assume, and then...
Oh, I was right!
Hell yeah! Nadia actually explains that the name that was used is, in fact, her familiar's name.
Also, though, she seems to weirdly be talking about the turtle then in a weird, like... if the turtle isn't on top of Nafisa's head?
It's talking about the turtle in a distant kind of way, as in, like, it's a thing that Nafisa does over there, rather than...
Even though Nafisa's right here with the turtle on her head.
Yes. But I do appreciate that actually Nadia explains that the name used was the turtle's name, and then is like, the turtle just accompanies at all times.
Wow.
Okay. World turtle.
That is okay. So basically, Nafisa asserts that the turtle really loves to see
to look
the globe.
at all the things.
Loves to travel around the globe.
Yep.
That's basically what it is.
Yep.
Because and then that's a reference to the fact that her tarot is the world.
Is the world,
which is on the back of a turtle, based on the lore. Yes. Even though it's not, this world is based on what I understand, it's just
but it's imagery. A reference to the idea of the world turtle, and I love that.
Exactly.
Then Nazali is like...
Actually, I wonder if that's a turtle at all. I think it's probably a tortoise.
It is a tortoise.
But they shouldn't be calling it a turtle then, it should be a tortoise.
I'm just
like... There are actual...
A lot of people use them incorrectly socially, and they've become blended socially, even if not scientifically.
Yeah, well, that pisses me off, and they should know better.
It can.
Anyway, so Nazali's just like, oh my god.
That critter.
That animal, that boy, Darude,
has perceived so much stuff.
Like, seen shit.
Like, they have, oh my god.
Wow.
They have just...
Hardcore animal.
Taken in with their eyes stuff you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
And then...
Jokingly, it seems, it's just like, oh my god, could you imagine what... stories are contained within the globes in their face.
So basically this,
behind the globes
if
in their face.
These walls could talk kind of thing, but in reference to the turtle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. And then Nafisa agrees that the turtle does indeed have so much knowledge, and that also
the turtle talks to her.
Yeah, does and discourse it to her.
And gives her specifically really highbrow shit.
Gives her just like deep knowledge.
I'm really going to be angry if this is largely a joke. Going, she's the weird, out there one. And then Nazali's like, ahem. So moving on, then, you know what? You should probably leave. I'm pretty sure that all these other people, they really still want to talk to you.
They want time with you.
They're really eager to have some talky times. So, Nazali apparently decides to also touch us. They actually whack us, I'm assuming
like on the shoulder.
Like, gently, but in a friendly kind of manner, like a smack pat. And the guy's like, hey! Look more positive! you know, you'll not get
Accustomed.
overwhelmed. You'll get accustomed to all of us.
To basically
eventually.
having
At
this
some
many
point.
people around you and them being specifically us at all times.
Yep.
As if they've all basically moved in now.
And then apparently, actually, this means that both of them just leave.
So the thing is like, then, after Nazali says this, the two of them pick up and walk away from the space they were using before we got there.
Yep.
And
For
leave Nadia and Corazon in that space.
Reasons.
Then, Nadia says that the one, Nazali, gets to see all kinds of sights because of their medical profession.
Right.
And that
they've been
the
around
two
the
of them, and that the two of them actually had a reasonable relationship as opposed to all of her other siblings.
But they're also going like...
That Nazali was almost never there.
Yeah.
Because you're
They're
never there.
They're very absent.
Oh, you're never, ever there. And also saying that the highest ranking world turtle sibling doesn't stay focused very well, but nonetheless is going to be great at being in charge of everyone.
For some reason.
That is like the line, basically, of going...
I know. That is Nadia's opinion, and I am amused, because they really do seem to be like, she's absent-minded, and she's not really, around.
She doesn't keep track of things or stay focused on them, but she's gonna just be amazing at replacing her mom.
Yeah.
That is an opinion, Nadia.
That is an opinion.
That's an opinion. Oh, you get to talk to everybody. Look at that.
Oh, and so now we're going to move towards Nasrin and Namar, apparently.
Who are
and they
hanging out.
immediately walk towards us themselves.
And the boy
with
just
with
happy.
Dad.
It's Mom and Dad. You skipped the other siblings, back to Mom and Dad.
Yeah, we did. Why did we do that?
Why did we go back to Mom and Dad? It's fine.
Dad is just kind of like, oh my god, I'm so happy. I'm sure you won't talk about the animal things that have been happening here, or some kind of weird creature that keeps, interrupting
Basically going,
our experience.
no more interrupting chickens, no more wildlife. Let's just talk like civilized people in an empty space, free of critters.
Yes, exactly.
And then Nadia's like, oh, my apologies, affectionate title for my dad person.
That is actually
Arabic. I
Arabic.
believe is a feminine.
That's yeah. I'm like, but the thing is
that like
no. So she would no. Baba is Arabic.
Okay.
Baba is daddy or father.
Okay.
Or
because there's also Baba Yaga, which is grandma.
That's Russian.
I didn't know.
This is Arabic.
How do we know it's Arabic?
Because I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
So I have somebody on my dash on Twitter who is learning Arabic.
And they're talking
and they say
about...
Baba.
Well, no, but I mean, they're also talking about the fact that this game sources from Arabic?
No, that is Arabic.
Okay.
That's all I know. I'm just like, so, which I think is funny, because, like, for me, at least looking at, like, Nadia's family, I've always been like, but they seem more like they're towards,
From India?
From India, and now that's saying that we use both Hindian imagery and also, which is a huge broad category, by the way, like, there's so many different varieties, because, billions of people, and then also now we're doing This is Arabic, at least based on what I know. And like, again, it doesn't mean that it's true, but I'm like, the fact that is Dad, and then also I'm going to go, I'm sorry, Baba, I
apologize, and then going, after everyone has told Nadia that this has been a grand success and they love the shit out of it, she's then going to apologize and explain that the whole thing was quite a mess.
Yes.
And just be like, oh, you know what? Everything just right now...
let me admit,
is a mess. Has been
was awful.
A full mess.
Yep. The soft,
Namar makes the sound.
Namar just, it's okay. And then affectionate squanching of the body.
Yep, of Nadia. Just hand on and just a gentle squish.
And it assures his daughter, just being like, oh, my dearest, goodness. I'm like, you can't know. I'm astounded with what's happened with this this particular area. Like, this looks fantastic. What I feel like is...
I don't know if I've ever seen this place ever before, but the way you've changed and improved it is stunning.
I'm sure it's great. It's so much better than it ever was that I've ever seen.
Whatever it was before, this is better, and it's because of you.
Never mind.
Because apparently he's visited before. When the fuck was he here?
Why the hell wouldn't Nadia mention that?
I thought we hadn't seen our family, like, in a long-ass time.
Why wouldn't Nadia mention that?
What if this castle has been here forever and ever and ever, and he visited in his youth before Nadia was here or something?
Okay, I need to know more. Okay, so he's just like, despite all the Wrigleys, honestly, compared to the time I was here last, this place looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, so he's
Like,
actually
it's
been
way better
here before.
Holy shit!
And then Nazrin also says that he is absolutely correct, and that
10 years
10
ago,
years before this, this whole entire area that Nadia rules over
was
was
an
a joke.
embarrassment.
Was a huge fucking joke to everybody. So he's not only talking about the castle, he's also talking about the entire city.
Holy shit, what?
And both of them are like, oh my god, this place was such a fucking wreck, but even your post-plague, basically, demolished and sinking and impoverished city is better than that.
That sounds insane, especially with the fact that, like, the courtiers were stealing so much.
And also, again, her, being like, this district is sinking or flooding, and also going, people are starving and hungry, and our economy is wrecked from the plague and lack of leadership.
You know what also makes me laugh, though?
Huh.
Again, this sounds like basically entitled nobility, because they're going, oh my god, this thing was a joke.
Uh-huh.
And you're like,
And we
you're
never-
it. It wasn't like people were suffering, it was horrible to watch, blah, blah. It was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And based on the plague and everything that has happened and how bad this place is actually, like the state that it's actually in, that's awful.
It's also very interesting that she says that, she's just like, this place was terrible and it's so much better, and everyone thought it was a whole hell of a joke. You clearly didn't do anything about it.
Yeah,
You
fuck.
went, there's part of my empire that's just, oh my god, it's a fucking wreck. If you went there, you'd laugh your ass off about the poverty and destruction. Oh my god. We went and toured there one time. It's freaking hilarious. And you do nothing because it's a fun little piece of your kingdom.
This is awful.
Ew. Anyway,
Ew.
so there's that. And then she explains that despite that statement, Nadia has done some things.
She has some directional powers, which is hilarious.
That her choices and her assertion of her own power and thought and interests has just improved this place so much and made her mom think that she will be able to do even so much more, and that this place might even be salvageable, maybe.
Holy fuck.
And Nadia is super charmed with
She's
oh
very
my
blush.
goodness,
Ooh.
I greatly appreciate this statement, and going, God, I just really, if it hadn't, if I could have
I have a regret, though.
One regret.
Simply,
if I could have done all this
10
quicker,
years earlier.
or just, began before now, I would have done so much more.
Hang on, you've been here for a decade?
I mean, apparently she's been married.
She's been here for 10 years.
But she's been here for 10 years trying to do things and actually didn't start doing anything until now. According to this line, Nadia has been in this position and previously married to Lucio for 7 years and then was asleep for 3 as a widow apparent. I would say,
Right.
and didn't do anything. And she's like, I've now only just now gotten started on this, and gosh, if I had done something much sooner, there would be so much more for you to see and appreciate. Wow, why did I wait so long ever?
But you know what that still means?
Huh.
That still means that the parents were here 10 years ago.
When she was here.
When she first came here, based
What
on
if
that.
they were at the wedding?
What the absolute fuck is going on?
They're introducing so much lore and backstory right
But
now.
also it's like awkward backfill because it's completely contradictory.
It feels very strange going, so you have seen your parents and they have been connected to this part of your life and they did know about Lucio and they were potentially here, but you also still don't remember all the way back then because your literal last memory was approaching this castle for the first time. So you're actually missing like 10 years of memories because you don't remember except for what's filled in your entire marriage to Lucio, because you described that when you woke up, the last thing you remembered was approaching the castle bridge for the first time.
Oh my god, my whole brain hurts.
And so if you've been living here for 10 years, that's 10 years of lost memories?
I'm fine, we're moving on, thank you.
All right.
Mom is like, oh god, she was like, I need you to understand that I always saw a spark of amazingness inside of you. You truly are basically this whole from the stars sort of thing. And also, like, God, you're
a late bloomer.
You're just a late bloomer. It's okay.
Like, I always just like, it was
gonna
see it
happen.
from the beginning that you were just going to be spectacular, a shooting star. It just takes these, it just
takes time.
late bloom. You're just such a late bloomer. It's
oh
fine.
god, this hurts my whole fucking brain right now.
And then Namar asserts that it actually just takes another person to get you to finally bloom.
It takes for you to find someone who is going to be your equal, and that you must basically be with someone or have someone basically that you need to be with.
So
that's
Namar
the perfect fit for you.
literally is saying, Nadia, you finally come into your own. It just took another person to make it happen. You just didn't have it on your own.
Ouch.
That is what he's saying.
You can't do it on your own.
He's
you need other
observing
people.
and going, wow, now that you have a component part to your life, another person a companion to be your other half, then you can finally fully have your power.
Because you are incomplete as you are. Oh my fucking god, that is deeply inappropriate.
So
and Namar is just grinning at Corazon like
wildly.
Oh, you're the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yes, you are the best thing. You are the most amazing thing since sliced bread.
Yes, exactly.
And then Nadia is just like, this has
she
never happened before.
And she actually agrees. Basically, this is an agreement with her dad going, yeah, you know what?
I believe I feel like this is the right person to make my life.
I've been through my life, and now in this moment, I really finally have the one person I think I needed.
Yep.
Oh my fucking god.
Wow. And then explaining that
we are asserting basically
the two of us together are infinitely powerful.
Yes.
Like,
I have the power to do whatever I need to do.
We are unlimited now that we are
now that you're with me, I could do whatever I need to.
But I couldn't do it without you. Not so much of a, and it feels less like I'm really empowered and uplifted by you, but so much as it really does feel like you were incomplete without this person.
Yeah.
Like that's what, and then Nazrin explains that this partnership is absolutely approved of and given support and encouragement, like
a century,
infinitely.
Yeah, just a millennium's worth.
Yes.
Of
approvals.
Of approvals.
And just gifts at you.
And then Nadia's truly like
gratitude.
A gratitude for
deep
mom.
Deep gratitude. And then this is it. This is the end of it.
Oh, I hope so.
No, this is it.
Okay.
Then Nadia cuts the whole thing short, but there's a problem we have to deal with before we get our happily ever after. One final fight before we can rest.
Nadia clears her throat and addresses everyone in the room. We're gonna have to find out what she says in the next one! Woo! We're actually gonna deal with the devil, I'm assuming.
I assume.
Holy fuck. Because I was really like,
not been dealt with.
Hasn't even been talked about.
Nope.
And it was actually really starting to irritate me.
Anyway,
so thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, also share our videos. It actually does a lot in regards to the YouTube algorithm if you interact with it. Like, holy cow. Yep. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch, where we play games live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes other days when we can do it.
Yep.
Which usually means Saturday. But yeah, so thank you very much, and I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye-bye!